All right. Thank you. I have shared the message with them. So, all right. So, with the test wrapping, right? My internet is too slow. That's why it is moving very. It is responding slowly to give us the result. I'm going to use the normal Excel to do that. So what I'm going to do here is that now you could see that this one is very long, right? This one is very long, but I want this to fit in this cell, the cell that it belongs to, right? So what I would do is that, or what you would do for everything is that, oh, please, sorry, my machine is moving very slow. All right, you highlight the cell, right? So when you highlight the cell, you still come to comment. I think with this SL different. So come to format, right? Come to format back. So you do the same thing over there. Oh no, this one is not under format. I'm coming. Oh, please, if you can see my screen now, you can let me know. Coming now. It's been a long time. I used this. I used this one. So I've not been using the SL for long. So let me come back here. So I think it's still the internet issue. So they should have given us the test wrapping I'm talking about. So I'll try and do something here. All right, so let's test wrap this one, the satisfactory, by coming to the wrapping. And now what this wrapping means is that whatever we would add to satisfactory, it shouldn't go beyond, it shouldn't go beyond this line, right? So that's what it means, right? It shouldn't go beyond this cell. So whatever I'm typing should be fit within this cell, right? So now if I wrap test this, let's highlight a cell like this, and I'm writing names of cash analytics, right? So now that I've wrapped this cell, now whatever I write wouldn't be like these ones, right? So now let me first write this name, Kofi. So Kofi is a student. Kofi is a student. Let me write Richard. Richard Laurentia. James Ima. Right. It's just an example. Emmanuel. Right. And press enter. So you could see that the names I entered, instead of them going horizontally like we have here, it is going to be like we have here, right? So you could see that if this would have responded, what it would do is that the cells would be open like this one, right? So if you wrap a test, the length of the test you put there would determine how wide your data is going to be looked like. And it's always the best to do when you have longer phrases or sentences or strengths, right, in your data like we have here, right? But with these ones, the internet is not responding. So this is what I was talking about, wrapping a test, right? So in tree, it would be like it wouldn't go and I contra the cell now what define the amount or no. So it will be just within the cell, right? But just it will take it vertically, right? It will take effect vertically. So if you want to enlarge this cell or you want to make this cell bigger, right? You can just come here and either pull the cell, the line of the cell, bring your cursor here and it will turn like this, pull it to wherever you want, right? And it would. Sometimes you don't need to pull it, right? Just come to the last edge and double click on your mouse, right? It will give you that space. All right. So, okay, let's use this for example. Maybe my line is somewhere here. Come. My line is somewhere here, right? Okay, I think the test wrap took effect. All right, I think it took effect. I think because of where the line was, that's why we didn't see the effect. So now in this case, look at the wrap test we did earlier, right? You could see that instead of this one going horizontally like it was, now this is how the data is going to look like, right? With that 9 spaces, but any column here is taking a defined look or impression from the wrap test, right? So the box or the size of the cell here is taking effect all over here, right? It's taking effect all over here. That's it for wrap test. So if you don't understand anything, you can let me know. Now let's look at resizing row or a column, right? So now this is your row horizontally and vertically is your column, right? So like I said earlier, resizing means either making it bigger or making it small. So in resizing, now I know that maybe we've not wrap test this cell, right? And we want to resize this either row or this column vertically like this. So you can either push the line to wherever you want it, or now over here, just double click it, right? Because it is wrapped, that's why it is giving us the defined cell. So let me do something here to help us understand what I'm talking about. So with this one, so you have something longer like this. You've not wrap test it, right? So when you click on it and you want to write something here, it would overshadow this cell, right? So if you want to see this cell, unless you click this one, either two like this, and you see everything being highlighted, right? And if you are doing this, or if you have this in your analysis, it is going to affect your data readability or data accessibility, right? Meaning you are not a professional data analyst, or you don't even know how to organize and clean your data. So now we want to see everything over here, right? So to see that, come to the letter column, right? That's this under J, right? So you can either push it to see everything, or let's bring it back. Double click it, If you double click it, it should give you, yeah. So the moment you double click it, it will open to the last edge of the length of that sentence, right? Or that phrase. But if you don't want to double click it like this one, to resize it, right? Let me bring it back. Now you can manually push it or pull it to where you want it. So this is also how to resize a column, or if you want to resize a cell, right? Now this is your cell. Come to, maybe you want to resize this cell, right? This is a cell. So come to um the number row. So if I come to the number row, I can now make this cell bigger, right? When you put it under the number or the cell you want, you can now drag it down to make it bigger. Drag it up. So bring it here in between the 2 and the 3. So you will see that your cursor will change to this, right? So you can drag it up to make it smaller, right? To make it smaller. All right, so this is it for resizing. It is not difficult. It is very, 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 very cool to handle, right? So the last thing we are going to do is to understand your data types. And this is very key, very important in data analysis and data science. You should be able to understand what is called data types. Data types, to professional understanding, is what kind of data are you going to handle, right? And when I talk about data types, I'm talking about you understanding that under the gender column, we have female, male, female, males, female, male, etc. Right? But under the age column, we have 18, 21. What does it mean? Because this is a data, this is a data. What type of data is under gender, and what type of data is under age? What type of data is under date of birth? What type of data is under education? What type of data is under operation? What type of data is under base pay, executive, bonus, active, performance, and notes? So please, you can unmute yourself if you can try. Rich, if you can hear me, does anyone have any idea or have an idea on data types? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
hello.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. So I think the data type will be just as you said, what you are working on. So looking at this sample of data we have on board, I think to me, I think it will be uh, how do we call it? Let's say employers,
Okay.
and then their salary based on their qualifications or the certificate they hold.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. Looking at the data we have here,
Okay.
yeah, that's what.
Professionally, um, please, anyone can unmute his or her mic and let us know his or her understanding on data types. All right, so let me get it done. All right, so now in data analysis, right, we have 4 data types. We have int, you can write it, that's integers. So when, okay, let me start with the gender, right, so we can get it clear. So now what we have here under gender is called strength, right? In data science, when you talk about strength, we are talking about normal words, right? Like words like this one, sentences like this one, right? Is what we call strength. So whenever you hear a strength, string in data analysis as a data type, meaning the person is talking about just normal words, right? When we come to the age column, this data type is called int. That's the abbreviation, or we normally say int, meaning integers, and it could be either negative or positive, right? So now under age, we have positive int values, right? In data science, we don't normally say numbers, we say values. So this one is int and this one is string. So string as one type of data, one data type, int or integer or integers as one data type. We also have something we call date time. Date time. So the normal date and time. So that is one data type, right? So when we talk about date time, we are only referring to date and the time, right? So the date. And in data analysis and data science, if you are doing any analysis, right, each software has its way of converting its date time, but that isn't our focus now yet. So this type of data here is called date time. So simply just date and time, right? So it's called daytime. So now this is daytime. So when we come to education, education is the same as the gender column. It's just words. So we will call it as what? Strength. When we come to department, it's also called strength because it's just numbers. But when we come to base pay, we are not looking at the money associated with, right? Or the amount associated with. We are only looking at the decimals. You could see 42.36. And in data analysis, this data type is called float. Float, float. And whenever you hear float as a data type in data analysis, it's simply a decimals, right? We don't say decimals in analysis, we say float. When we come to the executive, we can only see two things, right? We can see zero and ones. And this is very key in most of the advanced, if you want to advance to data science, you are going to encounter. We have something we call in statistics called binary, right? And binary means two. And in binary, it could be zero and ones or true or false. So this data type we see here is binary, zero and ones, binary. Now, when we come to the bonus, it's the same as the base pay. It is what? Float, because it is decimals. Now, when we come to active, the active, now active can take two forms. So this data type, I already stated one earlier that it is binary, but binary is not a data type. Please, let's put it in our mind. Binary is not a data type, right? But it's classified as such. And it could be zeros and ones or true or false. But if you want to know, so this data type is what? Integers, right? Because it could be negative or zero, right? And int start from it is zero. Integers start from zero. So when we come to active, we could see that the active is only true or false. And in data analysis, true or false simply means Boolean. So whenever you hear Boolean values, right, we are only referring to true or false statements in data analysis, period. So when we come to performance, it's a string. And when we come to node 2, this data type is called string. So to wrap up, we have this to be string, age to be int because it's integers, whole numbers, right? Positive whole numbers. The date is called datetime. This is called string. And when we come to decimals, it's called float. And when we come to true or false, it is called Boolean. So these are the data types that you are going to work with. And you always have to,
Hello.
yeah, hi. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes, you said we have four types of data.
yeah,
You said the first one is string,
yeah,
the second one is integers,
yeah.
the third one is datetime,
Okay.
And then the fourth one is float. But
No,
you
it's
were
fine.
just
Yeah,
explaining
yeah, yeah.
that of the
Yeah, so now most of the analysis you will be doing, right? If you are not doing more of Python programming, right? You might not necessarily be
okay.
doing much on daytime, right? But if you are doing Python analysis to machine learning, then daytime is key, right? But most of the normal analysis we do, we usually look at the Boolean, that's true or false, float, decimal, string, words or number, words, integers, that's either positive or negative numbers, right? But daytime, to understand daytime is also key because if you want to,
Hello.
yeah, hello,
Hello.
yeah, hello.
Yeah, please, just a minute. I'm coming. Just a
Okay.
minute. Coming.
All right. So today's session is going to be very brief and short. So I can share the data set with you to do a walkthrough. So tomorrow we can do advanced analysis on functions and formulas. So Risky, if you are still with me, uh, if this is your first time having access to Google Spreadsheet, right? When you come to Google Spreadsheet, you may or might want to exploit the future here file, right? So you can click this one to open a new spreadsheet. You can use this import to import a data set from your local machine or from your Google Drive, right? And if you want to make a copy of your data, you can click here and a copy would be generated. So meaning if I click on this copy, I can choose to change the name. I can choose to remain the name like this one, right? So if I click on make copy, you will see that whatever I will do here would not affect the other one, right? Would not affect the other one. So maybe any change you make here, you can go there and refer. So to continue with again, the share here is what we use to share this file with other people, right? And this email is the normal email, and the download that was kept is just to import it either to Word document, PDF, or any other extension files you would want to, right? So for many of the functions we've already gone through, and I would want to make this session very short and brief. So I'll share the data set with you and the video with everyone to watch it right after here. So tomorrow we are going to look at functions and formulas, right? So if anyone has question, you can ask. If not, we can call for closure of today's meeting as I prepare to share the videos with you. All right, the data set, yeah, and the video, yes, please. Everything will be sent to you. All right, Risky. All right, so I would wish to end the call for today because it's going to be quick, right? So tomorrow, please let's prepare that we are going to do something higher than this one, and we are going to use 1 complete hour or 1 hour 30 minutes to do that exercise, right? So please let's practice this before tomorrow. Thank you.